Greetings, viewers. We will be concentrating on the oldest Tour de France winners in our ongoing coverage of the biggest cycling competition in the world. The top 10 greatest Tour de France champions are discussed in another video. The link is in the description if you're interested. So let's start. Enjoy the countdown.
5.
1910 Lucien Bice, 33 years and 309 days. Belgian cyclist and Tour de France champion Lucien Bice was born on September 11, 1892. And died on January 3, 1980. Bice, a Wandergem native, started competing professionally in 1914 after signing up for the Tour de France, but failing to complete. After the First World War, he resumed his career, competing in the Tour de France in 1919 but dropping out, and finishing third in the Paris-Roubaix Classic the following year. He finished the Tour de France that year in 7th place. He participated in the 1924 and 1925 tours as a member of Ottavio Bottecchia's Italian Automoto team, making him conceivably the Tour's first domestique. He finished second in 1925 and third in 1924, with 17 stages averaging 338 kilometers. The 1926 Tour was the longest in its history. On stage 10, Bice, who was competing alongside his two brothers Jules and Mitchell, overtook Gustave van Slimbrock for the yellow jersey by launching an attack amid a violent storm on the Col d'Aspin in the Pyrenees. During the stage, he outperformed his teammate Bottecchia, who had already abandoned, by almost an hour. Despite losing his daughter during the race, Bice landed in Paris as the winner. Throughout his career, Bice took first place in 5 different Tour stages, 1 in 1923, 2 in 1925, and 2 in 1926.
4.
1948 Gino Bartali, 34 years and 8 days. Gino Bartali, Cavalier of the Holy Crown, born on the 18th of July 1914 and died on the 5th of May 2000, was a world-class road cyclist known by the nicknames Gino the Pious and Ginataxio. Before the Second World War, he was the most well-known Italian cyclist, having won the Tour de France in 1938 as well as the Giro d'Italia twice. In 1936 and 1937, he earned one more victory in each competition following the war, winning the Giro d'Italia in 1946 and the Tour de France in 1948. He had the longest gap between victories in the competition following his second and last Tour de France triumph in 1948.
3.
2011 Cadel Evans, 34 years and 160 days. Australian former professional racing cyclist Cadel Lee Evans, born the 14th of February 1977, competed professionally in both road and mountain riding. Evans, a 4-time Olympian, is one of just 3 non-Europeans to have successfully won the Tour de France, joining Greg LeMond and Egan Bernal. He did it in 2011. He excelled at mountain biking early in his career, taking home the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup in 1998 and 1999 and coming in 7th in the men's cross-country mountain bike race at the Sydney 2000 Summer Olympics. Evans has competed in 4 Olympics. In 2001, Evans switched to road cycling full-time and rose steadily through the rankings. In 2007 and 2008, he placed second in the Tour de France. These 2 second-place finishes rank among the 10 closest tours in history. He became the first Australian to win both UCI Pro Tour in 2007 and the UCI Road World Championships in 2009. Evans, who competed for the BMC racing team, became the first Australian rider to win the Tour de France in 2011 after being outside the top 20 in 2009 and 2010, after finishing a 42.5-kilometer individual time trial around 2.5 minutes faster than his nearest competitors, Andy Schleck and Frank Schleck. He claimed the lead in the race on the penultimate day. He was one of the race's 5 oldest winners at the age of 34 in the 2009 Vuelta a Spa and the 2013 Giro d'Italia. He also finished on the podium. After finishing a race with his name on it, the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race, Evans announced his retirement on February 1, 2015.
2.
1923 Henri Pellissier, 34 years and 180 days. Henri Pellissier, a French racing cyclist from Paris who won the 1923 Tour de France, was born on January 22, 1889. And died on May 1, 1935. In addition to his 29 career triumphs, He was well known for his bitter dispute with Tour creator Henry Desgrange and for speaking out against the hardships cyclists faced in the Tour's early years. Using the same gun that his wife had used to murder herself, he was killed by his lover.
1.
The oldest Tour de France champion is Firmin Lambot, at 36 years and 130 days. Firmin Lambot, a Belgian cyclist who won the Tour de France twice, was born on March 14, 1886, and died on January 19, 1964. Lambot, who was raised in the village of Florennes, worked as a saddler. He began his 12-hour workday at 6 in the morning. At the age of 17, he purchased his first bicycle and started cycling 50 kilometers each way to and from work. He received 5 francs as first place in his maiden race, which took place in a nearby community. Then he purchased a racing bicycle. In 1908, he started competing professionally. He won the Flanders and Belgium titles in that year. From 1911 to 1913, he participated in the Tour de France, but the First World War put an end to the competition for the following 5 years. The Tour made a terrible comeback in 1919 due to war-torn roads, disjointed logistics, and prior competitors who were no longer living to compete. Only 11 cyclists completed. After competing in a 24-hour race at the Buffalo track in Paris, Lambot was approached about joining the Globe Cycles squad to participate in the Tour. He finished second for the majority of the race, but when Eugene Christophe broke a fork, he took the lead. According to observers, Lambot's triumph was more due to Christophe's misfortune than to his own skill, and donations for Christophe exceeded the prize money Lambot won. His efforts earned him a 300 franc per month deal with the larger Peugeot team. He had only the Tour de France on his calendar. Lambot did well in 1920 and 1921, and in 1922 he won for the second time after Hector Huscom was given an hour penalty for switching bikes after the frame broke. He became the first person to win the Tour without taking the stage win. The oldest winner of one of the major cycling tours at the time, Lambot was 36 when he took home the 1922 Tour. He held the record for more than 90 years when it was surpassed in 2013 by 41-year-old Vuelta champion Chris Horner. He continues to be the oldest Tour winner. There you have it. What a fantastic list of former Tour de France champions. Did you know who the oldest yellow jersey winner was? Who do you think is the youngest Tour de France winner? You don't know? Stay tuned to this channel and we will give you the answer. Stay subscribed to this channel for more top 10 facts about the greatest cycling competition in the world, the Tour de France. See you in our next video.